So, I've been out for 1 month and the game is already harassing me with some new offers. To briefly tell you what you need to know about those tanks, the only one worth it is the Lupus, maybe also the Edelweiss, but the main problem of this one is that nowadays with the new mediums, it's not necessarily the best to have. All the others, just throw them into the trash. Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we are gonna talk about the future of the game because I saw that Wargaming released a whole video talking about this. On top of that, maybe before starting directly talking about the main subject, I was out for 1 month. I had much joy not being on the game or anything, and it was just my pleasure to be able to, After 1 month, I loaded back into the game, and the very first thing Wargaming is doing is basically showcasing tanks from the Valkyria Chronicles that I should be able to buy. Wargaming will never change. Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we are going to talk about the news that are coming into the game pretty soon because Wargaming released a video. I know that a lot of YouTubers already talked about it because that's pretty much what they do and what their job is. But before we jump into it, I thought it would be useful for you to know which tanks from the Valkyria Chronicles you want to acquire. First of all, the only one are the Lupus and the Edelweiss. For all the others, you can throw them into the trash because they either have better tech trees that are fighting against it, or they are going to be replaced pretty soon by new premiums, or they already got replaced. That being said, I was out for 1 month. It was kind of a great month because of Elden Ring, and I played the PS5 all day long. And yeah, that was just a nice little break for me. I'm gonna come back into the game, but not as active as I was before because I want to take time for myself and because it's a mobile game, and at one point in your life you start wanting to do other things. So I'll start working on other projects, YouTube related, when I will take the time and when I will find what I want to do, and I will keep you updated in time. But yeah, let's roll the trailer. The trailer is called World of Tank Blitz, coming soon, new in-game events, updated vehicles, and much more. And before we jump into it, in my opinion, this was a pretty disappointing coming soon video. Not because Wargaming did not fill the expectations, but rather because, in my opinion, I see that they are lacking of ideas, or they are restraining from giving us truly new things because they know they are going to run out of content pretty soon. And it's not necessarily a big critic, I'm just telling you how I feel about it, and I'm going to explain to you while watching the trailer why I think this. So obviously we're not going to bother, and we're going to go in straight. We start right away with the 50 TP legendary camo. I'm not going to bother with that. It's either you like it or not. Personally, I love it. And we jump into the mighty trailer, the kind of a spy thing they are doing at the very beginning of every single one of their coming soon things, coming soon videos. So a new in-game event, and boom, already we see that we have something called the Scepter, which is basically a reskin M3 Yo, M4 Yo. I completely forgot the tank's name, the Yo tank name at tier 8. But basically, yeah, even if it's different, I wish that Wargaming could give us, I don't know, something new, not necessarily just something reskin. And what I fear about something like that is that if Wargaming is actually giving us those tanks reskin with a gold and diamond that are looking like this thing is just a pure flex, well, it's maybe the beginning of them making copy pass of already existing tanks, the same way as they did with the battle pass, but with tanks from other tiers. And this is frightening in my opinion, because obviously if you start giving people many different copy pass of tanks, it's going to get pretty boring for everyone, because you will be quite happy to unlock the regular tier 8 just to get destroyed by a shiny version of your already existing tank. Like, what is that? Is that Pokemon or something? Of course, with it, we have the pleasure of seeing the HD graphics being improved once again, and it's quite important, even if it doesn't change the playstyle at all, because, well, when technology advances, people have better mobiles, and therefore they can support bigger graphics, and it's also important to keep your player base alive. On top of that, Wargaming finally understood, since 3 or 4 updates, that getting us a legendary camouflage is not enough. We also need to have juicy attachments when we spend our golds. And I think they nailed it pretty perfectly, because when you take a look at the 50 TP and whatever the other tank beside it is, it's probably the new Czechoslovakian heavy tank that got implemented like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Well, I think they did a pretty good job. Now, there is one thing on which they are trying, but I guess I don't know how to feel about this. It's called the dynamic armor system. And basically what it does is like same as the Titan tank. Here you will be able to use it manually. And here, even if I think it's great for Wargaming to implement such a thing because we have more consumables and more ways of playing our tanks, I feel like it shows a lack of ideas in general. And you're going to say it's a little bit paradoxical to say that, because I tell you that they're running out of ideas, but this thing here is a brand new idea. But you are, little piece by little piece, you are losing the essence of the game, which is just a tank game. We don't need those special perks or anything. But hey, they are trying things. We're going to wait for it to be implemented to see how it will react. And once again, shame on us, we have 3 new tanks. Even if they look definitely cool, we already know those are going to be premiums. I think that this one, based on the cannon, is probably going to be a Japanese. This one is definitely a T57 heavy reskinned T77, if I'm not mistaken. That is going to be at tier 8. And the last one is a Polish tank, aka a copy-paste of a T54 mod 1, but just reskinned, maybe with a better gun or anything. I truly don't know. But well, when you see the coming soon video here, beside premiums, we have nothing. Beside premiums and maybe new consumables, we have nothing. And the problem is, even if the game is evolving, and truly developers, shout out to you because you're doing a great job, the main problem, in my opinion, is that it either doesn't go faster or Wargaming doesn't focus on what we truly need. This is why I'm going to tell you what I think we truly need. For 10, 20, 30 updates, Wargaming only put premiums and new lines into the game. I'm not telling you that it's not important, but it's not necessarily the thing we need to focus on. What we need to focus on is new game modes, permanent new game modes. Otherwise, it's just the exact same thing. Yes, you have a new tank that has, I don't know, maybe an auto reloader, maybe it has 3 shells in the magazine, maybe it's just a traditional one-shot gun or things like that. But hey, all the time when you click and press battle, it's either going for regular and going to the exact same spots again and again, or you go into ratings and it's the same but with points added or lost at the end of the game. And since Wargaming seems not to want to give us those new game modes that are available in the regular World of Tanks, like Battle Royale or things like that, I don't know, I feel like it's like the game is evolving without evolving. It's a weird feeling. I couldn't tell you exactly how I feel about that, but it's just that you don't see the point of playing anymore when you unlock everything. When you have everything in your garage, I don't know, maybe that my view on the game changed as I played Elden Ring. That is a total different game, but it was something different, and now I see the lacks that World of Tanks Blitz has, but I don't see where it's going to go if they don't give us something else than just premiums and new lines. New lines, understandable, it's crazy to have new lines, it can occupy most people for like 2 or 3 updates, but just give us a new game mode and you will be able to make your players have fun for at least 10, maybe even 20 updates if the game mode is just crazy. Now you start having the player base, World of Tanks Blitz, we have around 40,000 people daily playing the game. With 40,000 people playing, you can try things with new game modes. I'm pretty sure the player base will follow, but I could also be wrong. So I don't know, guys. Do you think that it's going to happen? Do you think that it's needed into the game, or are you just happy with the regular game? Because personally, now that I'm kind of detached a little bit from the game, you don't necessarily see the point of coming back when it's only for you to spend your money on new premiums or grinding a new line that will just serve the exact same purpose as the other tanks. Only the method to the win is going to change. It's not enough. But yeah, we will see what you think. Tell me in the comment section of that video, and I will try my best to upload a new video as soon as possible. Even if I'm not going to be as regular as I was before, I'm not going to do 2 videos a day anymore. You can throw that idea to the trash because I like my life as it is right now, peaceful and with less World of Tanks Blitz, but still, I will keep you updated on news, things like that, now that I'm really coming back. Hopefully you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and tell me in the comments if you share my opinion or not. See ya.